Yes, ma'am.
I want clarification on where we are as far as the feasibility study. And I wanted to know, is there going to be a public hearing at the city council? Or is it all a done deal?
There you
No,
go.
like I said, we hired the architect last month. So he's in the process of doing what architects do, looking at the feasibility and those sorts of things. And he's eager to meet with the folks here to get more of your questions answered, because there's obviously some information we just don't have today. So,
So when you do your feasibility study, since that has, you're done with it? Because I'm still, if the feasibility is not concrete already, it looks to me like there's a possibility. I can't see the dressing rooms and everything all in this one room. So I think you're gonna need a lot more room. But the other question I have is, since this is at the Baca Center and we're all here, are we gonna get free tickets if we're walking down?
good question. We haven't gotten to that point in the process yet. Another question up front.
My name is Irene Simon. There was something you said that bothered me a great deal. I don't know how any of you others feel, but I'm 84 years old. I'm sick and tired of having whippersnappers. You all are whippersnappers. Telling me what is best for me. I do not tolerate my kids. I throw them out the door. I say, there's the door. Don't let it hit you in the ass. I have grandchildren also. I have a grandson who is asking me questions. And we were talking about the so-called no-fault insurance for automobiles. I'm 63 years his senior, so I have to try to think. And he's very intelligent. And he asked me if I voted for the original no-fault auto insurance. I'm not going to lie to the boy. I said, yes, I did. But when I voted, his grandfather and I have always carried the auto insurance because we did not want to be sued. But at that time, it was presented that if you had an accident with somebody, their insurance company would take care of their car and your insurance company would take care of your car. I did not vote for it for the cops to stop you on the road and insist on seeing you if you have a insurance or not. That was not what I voted for. And this here sounds to me, and unfortunately, it's just not you guys, but the younger people seem to think that we're too riding on the carts all the time. All of us can vote. Our children can vote. They better vote the way I tell them to. I think that's all we can do that.
Thank you. I do gotta say, I appreciate being called a whippersnapper. I don't hear that much from my teenage boys. Hang on, I got another question right here.
My name is Barbara Williams. I was born and raised in Austin, and just wanted to throw in to the arts people. For 60 years, I listened and heard all the work and all the effort that went in to get the Long Center. It's not an overnight event. The seniors here, I was here in Round Rock for 30 years as a realtor and in building with the former mayor, Ray Letton. And I know that seniors here waited 20, almost 30 years, some lost bond elections and so on and so forth. We're not an overnight success here either. I know that all of the members are on a fixed income. Some of them are below property level. I know we tap into a lot of programs for low-income senior citizens to do the maintenance, the upkeep, and pay the expenses on this building. Is this going to go to help the arts people so they can save their money to build their $50,000 facility? no one provided that for us. I was here, I was on the board of Regions Bank, the Community Development Board, and I was sent here for the first meeting of this senior center. Now I'm wondering, if you're gonna have ticket sales and so on and so forth, what are you gonna do with that funding? And my other question, are you gonna use money intended from these special federal programs to fund your art program?
That's right. That's right.
Can you speak loudly, Scott, and address the issue of what the revenue that comes in from ticket sales will go toward?
We looked at a projected budget, the revenue that would come in for ticket sales and concessions and that sort of thing would just go back to kind of pay for the facility and what we use when we use the facility as a theater.
You said concession?
There might be.
Folks get that money, and they're only gonna pay us like 30%.
Well, we'll be paying rentals there when we.
They will, Pinball will be
But
doing.
We're gonna be giving them
arts
$14,000 a month.
All arts organizations who use a theater are paying rental rates.
Okay, we gotta, hang on.
However, also, there, to help, we started the Round Rock Foundation for the Arts, specifically to raise funds to help pay for additional theater spaces and a performance space there in 10, 15 years, however long it takes there. So we can also look at grants and things and have that funding come back to help do those types of things.
Okay, hold on. I've got another question back here. Lady's been waiting patiently for me. Hang on. Then, sir.
Hello, I'm Tracy Story, resident of Round Rock since 1992. I see both sides of this argument. One of the things I want to say first is you've got a great turnout here. The City Council does fund this building in addition to all of our dues for this Baca Center. But the City Council might also listen to a group this big. Get down there to a City Council meeting and sign up to speak. They may not hear you, all of you speak, but for goodness sake, make a lot of noise, okay? And secondly, I just want to make a question. I think Anita Dela Cruz made the point first. I was at the City Council meeting when the person who did this study came back with an enormous amount of money. Can we scale that down and spend this effort to go with another major arts center in Round Rock instead of displacing a lot of people here for some length of time? I am all for an art center, and I thought I would be for the Black Box, but I'm honestly not certain now. So that's just my 2 cents. Thank you.
Thank you for that comment. You've been very patient. Thank you.
My name is John Atkinson, and I'm not really a native Texan. No. But one thing I've got, is strikes me that during the performances, a lot of this facility will be taken over by the theatre group and will not be available to the members here. And the other concern I've got is that when the theatre is built, right? Primarily it's being built for an Austin group, the Penfold Theatre, right?
That's not true. I understand, obviously Penfold would love to perform here. They've been wanting to have a home in Round Rock for a long time. We have not hired anybody to manage this potential facility. We're still working on a request for proposals for that, so there's been no decision made on who would manage this facility. So we're not building it for Penfold. I can say that unequivocally.
Well, their website says this is their home office.
It does not. I looked on their website, after we had our conversation the other day at the council meeting, I looked at their website,
Right there.
and it does not say that this is their home. if you do a Google search, it pulls up the address, and I think that's because their latest performance was over here at the amphitheater. But I went and looked at every page of their website, because I thought, if they've done that, that's a problem. But they haven't done that, so I hope that answers your question.
What are the theatre groups aligned up in this theatre now?
We don't have any lined up, but we do know there is ample demand. There's a lot of theater groups that would like to have a place to perform in Round Rock. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. I got another question in the back here, folks.
It's my understanding that this building was built originally to be a senior citizen facility, period. All the funding that was raised to build this building and all these other things that have been accumulated has been specifically donated for senior citizens activities. Why? I'm not against performing arts either, but not in my backyard.
Another question when we work this side of the presentation. Thank you for waiting.
Black box, I call it coffee.
Thank you. I'm wondering why we are spending all this money for something that you're saying is only temporary?
Exactly.
Why do that? Why not? This gentleman up here said that he was in Del Rio. In Del Rio, they went to the Paul Polk Theater and took an old theater and built a beautiful place for the performing arts. Don't we have something similar to that here? I've only lived here 7 years now, so I don't know the area too well. But why spend millions of dollars on something that's only temporary?
temporary.
Yeah, but that's what they're saying. That's what they're saying. But if it's not temporary, then why here? And why only something that's temporary? That just blows my mind.
Thank you. And I'll comment on that in just a second after you.
I'm Jeannie Wallace. Rose and I were living in Del Rio, Texas for many years. I joined the Baca Center before it was Baca. We were downtown in a little bank, a little cubby hole, and loved every minute of it. And of course stayed with it. So I've been a member for over 10 years now. The Paul Polk Theater, if there was something that we could find here, I'm sure you probably have volunteers to help you and everything. We loved our Paul Polk Theater. It was an old theater, but we had Tops and Blue, which is the Air Force troop that comes around to all of our military facilities that plays music. I mean, it was amazing. And we had multiple plays and competitions. We had everything there, which would be wonderful to have. We could see our grandkids participate in this, but not here. Somewhere else it's got to be better, or if something else could be built outside this facility. There's a great big building before you turn into the parking lot. They built that thing. What is that for? I don't know if that's offices. Before you go into the downstairs into the parking, there's a huge building. I thought that'd be great for, senior living over there. You're right next door to the senior center. I don't know, as you come into the parking.
It's the one that's gonna take our parking spaces.
What back here?
Anyway, it's big.
That new building's
Yeah, one that's under construction, obviously it's a private office. If I could make a quick comment on your comment
That's
about
private building.
the temporary, why invest money in something that's only temporary? I don't know if I mentioned this or not, but I've been around Rock 27 years, and I remember I got to know Alan Baca. I used to work at the Round Rock Theater, and so I covered, as a reporter, the initial work that went into creating that very humble little senior center at the old bank building that sat where Creek Plaza sits now. It was humble, one story with a very leaky roof. Webco was doing their meals in the back of that, and so Mr. Baca and the Senior Citizen Think Tank. Anyone remember the Senior Citizen Think Tank? Got together and they went to the city council and said, hey, we would like a permanent, we need a place to meet on a regular basis. And Mayor Robinson at that time said, we need to put some money into this facility. We need about 20,000 seniors. If y'all raise 10, the city will match 10. And that happened, and the seniors had a home there in an existing city facility that was not being completely utilized. Rick, that's when I got to meet Rick. He was the first guy to run that facility. And it was, I don't think it was ever viewed as this is going to be the permanent home for seniors in Round Rock, but that's where we got started. Was in that humble little facility that the city already owned, and we could utilize that space until we could build, till voters approved the bonds that we're able to construct this beautiful facility that we have now. And so sometimes we spend money on a temporary basis until we can get to where we want to be down the road. Yes, ma'am.
Hello, I'm Charlotte Barbini. I am a member of the Baca Center. I'm president of the art club here. I'm also president of the Round Rock Symphony. We are a professional orchestra that plays for your enjoyment here in the city of Round Rock. I knew Alan Baca long before he thought of the senior center. I was with him throughout all of the planning. He planned it for every citizen here who could come and enjoy anything that they wanted to do within the senior center. This is your center because of one man's dream and one man's hard work. I am asking that you please keep an open mind to art and culture within your community. You want to have theater, you enjoy music, you enjoy the Penfold Theater, the Sam Bass Theater, the Champs Group, the Round Rock Symphony, the Williamson County Orchestra, the art that we have on our walls out here. And I am only going to tell you that art and culture enhance your lives. They make your lives better in every way possible. We, all of the art groups, need a home. We've gone to city council. We've been working with Scott. We've been working with Kurt from the Corrigan Group to find home. We're finding funding through the Round Rock Foundation, and I ask that you work with the foundation. Every bit of money that we can get will be matched by the city as soon as we reach a certain amount. And then we will be able to come forward with a permanent home so that we can provide entertainment for you. Until that time, we do need a place where we can perform. The proposed Black Box Theater was thought that it might be here. This might be the best possible place. I wish that there had been a little more communication with you. It sounds right now as if you've already made up your minds that this is not going to be the place for Black Box Theater. All right, then where are you going to go? Where are you going to go? When you want to go to a play, or you want to hear a symphony, or you want to see Georgetown?
Let me get, Mr. Franco's been very patient with me. Let me get to someone who hasn't had a chance to ask for me. I'm trying to give everyone a shot here. Mr. Franco.
Thank you. I'm Jesus Franco. I've lived in Round Rock since 96. And I saw the development of the senior center here from the old bank building. And Posey reminded me of the people that originated all these concepts. I just wanted to say, remind you, there's already about 200 and some odd people in this room right now. So if we're planning to expand and add other things to it, I don't see where you have the space. I mean, it's more. I think we'd be wasting our money trying to develop that, even as a temporary place. I'd like to see that, the CB folks, the auditorium, it's quite big. And I'd rather y'all spend the money because it's already set up as a stage. It's got a stage, it's got the seating, and it's designed for that. So I would rather see the money spent on that rather than taken away from